County was arrested and charged with reckless endangerment, among many other charges, including aggravated burglary. Reports say two men approached a woman and held her at gunpoint, saying they were Chattanooga policemen, and forced her to hand over her cash and personal belongings. A community cash bail fund was launched. This will allow for people who can't afford to pay bail to get out so they can prepare for trial. More than 50% of people in jail charged with a crime and too poor to make bail are expected to be released. Down in Dalton, a woman's accused of stealing a credit card from a car, then using it to spend $500 in fraudulent charges. The credit card was stolen from a car at the Walmart on Shugart Road. Dalton police investigators are able to retrieve surveillance camera video of the woman. They say it's only a matter of time before she's captured. Russell Stroud, Chattanooga Radio News Talk 92.7 Action News now.
Expect clear, breezy, and much colder weather out there through your nighttime. Overnight lows into the upper 30s to around 40. For Sunday, lots of sunshine, still quite cool. Highs staying into the mid and upper 50s. Tomorrow night, mid and upper 30s, some scattered frost back into the lower 60s Monday. For lunch or dinner, come to Guthrie's, home of the original golden fried delicious chicken finger with their special sauce. Open daily. Locations in Trenton, Signal Mountain, and Ringgold. Go get Guthrie's. It's always good. And I'm Sourcine 12 Chief Meteorologist Patrick Ford.
Radio 92.7.
Hi, my name is Jane, and today I want to tell you about Pediatric Dentistry of Chattanooga. That means they only treat kids. Fun fact, did you know that a dentist for kids goes to school 2 years longer than a regular dentist? When I see my dentist, I get to play games. When my teeth are clean, I get to pick out a toy to take home. I love toys. You really should see my dentist. It is fun.
Money, get away.
Hello, Chattanooga. Welcome to Mortgage Sense with Kevin, a common sense approach to mortgages. My name is Kevin Blair, and you tuned into Nooga Radio 92.7, and we are live on Saturday morning with Miss Beth Mansell.
We are good. Actually, I guess it's good afternoon now.
It is good afternoon. That's right. It's good Saturday, wet,
rainy,
and crowded 75, isn't it?
It is.
It is.
But we're here. We made it.
And we're on Facebook Live. I'm pointing at you right now. We're on YouTube over here. We're having a ball. Sam is doing fantastic for us. And guess what we have, Miss Beth?
What do we have?
We have another special guest.
We do.
Can you see her behind us?
I can. She's right there.
Is she waving?
I am.
Hi, Miss Paige.
Hi, how are you guys doing?
We're doing fantastic, lady. How are you doing?
I'm good. I was a little worried I was going to get here as well with the traffic. But...
You know, and there's something about Kevin Blair that I will tell you. Kevin is always early.
Very
always early. You know, I didn't get stuck in any traffic at all. So anyway, thank you, Paige, for being here.
You're welcome.
It is Miss Paige Batten with Premier Property Group, and Paige is one of our esteemed partners that we love doing business with. And thank you for being on the show with us again.
Thanks for having me again.
Absolutely.
I love doing this.
Well, we start every show with the rules of our show.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, we are talking mortgages and everything real estate.
And Paige just so happens to be a realtor.
And just happens to be a realtor.
Perfect guest for the show.
Perfect for our show. Absolutely.
And you know everything about Chattanooga real estate, don't you, Paige?
Sure.
Absolutely
Everything. If
Absolutely
I don't know, I will find it out for you.
Well, what we do, Paige, is we want this show to be about information. Okay. We don't want it to be a sell show. We want it to be about good, solid information. Now, between us all, let's see, you've got how many kids?
I've lost count. At least four.
At least four, Paige.
Some bonus kids.
4.
Paige has got 4. I've got 3. I've got 9 grandkids. So we live here. We shop here. We buy here. We go to church here.
That's 20 kids between the 3 of us.
It's crazy.
Wow.
It's crazy. You did that math.
Maybe we should have a child rearing.
Well, I tell you what, we want to talk about Paige. Okay. Paige is one of our esteemed partners, as I've already said. And Miss Paige, we love doing business with you.
Well, you guys have been great so far. Everything I've done with you guys.
Did you just say so far?
So far, hey. I mean, I've just started. I mean, you know, this has been a short relationship, but it's growing, and it's great.
Absolutely. Well, tell our listeners out there a little bit about Miss Paige.
I have been in real estate 3 years. It was 3 years in December. And I work for Premier Property Group. I kind of got into it on a fluke. Absolutely love it. And it's just been probably the best decision of my life and our family's life.
Now, wait a minute, just a second, because you just said something different there.
Uh-oh.
You got there on a fluke.
I did. I don't know if I even told you my story.
There's a story there.
There is a story. So I first started, my brother's in the business as well. He wanted me to get into it to kind of be his admin and do his paperwork. And then it was like, well, to do that, I said, I'll just get my license so I can do more because there's stuff you can't do as a licensee. And so I did that. And then long story short, the business just started picking up. I've lived here just about my entire life. So it's like I said, it was kind of one of those things. I started on a different path, but now I'm doing my own thing and it's been great.
Now, Beth, did you know she had a brother in real estate here?
I didn't.
Interesting. Interesting.
He's my baby brother. He is 10 years younger than me, or 12 years younger than me.
Really?
Yes.
Well, hello, little brother. You think he's listening today?
He probably isn't because I don't give him all my, inside stuff and tips and tricks. So
are y'all competitive?
No.
No, not at all. Paige is not good. Yeah, I think Paige made a comment to me one time when we first met 4 or 5 months ago that she wanted to be the number one.
I'm going to own the town.
You're going to own this city. Absolutely. I love it. Which is why.
Didn't y'all say you want to be co-mayors or something like that?
Co-something. She's, in fact, between you two, you'll probably take over the show. Absolutely.
We'll try not to.
If you look at our screen, there's actually 2 Kevins here.
There is 2 Kevins. There's a Kevin in the background.
Yes, for y'all listening, we are also live on Facebook at the Nougat Radio 92.7 Facebook page and their YouTube page.
Absolutely. We're live on our Facebook page too, aren't we?
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic. Well, Paige.
Yes.
Let's talk a little business.
Okay, let's do.
Let's talk a little business
about today.
Tell us your thoughts on what people should do first if they are interested in listing their house.
Call Paige Batten. I mean, you said first,
That's
right? Okay, so when you are in the market for listing your home, actually what I would tell you to do is interview real estate agents. A lot of people have friends that are in the real estate business, family members. Sometimes those are not the best ones to go with. But I always tell people interview. I think you do the same thing about
absolutely, I do
about the lending side of it. You
absolutely.
want people interview, get the agent, because I will tell you, I'm not the right agent for everybody. I take some listings. I take some listings. I don't take. Some buyers I hire. Some buyers I fire.
Yeah, it's interesting that you say that because I honestly feel like people should shop. This is the biggest purchase that people make in their lifetime.
Absolutely.
And I think they should shop. I think they, because not everybody is going to like us. Okay. That's hard to believe.
Don't always
I know that's hard to believe, but I mean,
it's hard.
Everybody loves Beth.
Yes, that's very true.
But I believe people should shop. I think that's important because, you're right. Not everybody's going to be a good fit for you or a good fit for us. I've always said, I think people should shop and compare. Bless you.
Thank you.
Especially with it being such a huge purchase.
Absolutely.
Not like walking into Walmart and buying eggs. I mean, this is the biggest personal purchase you probably make in your entire life.
Did you follow me to Walmart this morning?
Did you buy eggs?
I bought eggs this morning. Absolutely.
And apparently Diet Cokes and protein bars too. But
absolutely.
Okay.
That's a whole different. But we have you some water. We do have you some water.
No, but I would say, interview agents and go with who best fits your personality, your style of marketing. Just who you think is a fit for you. And that's what I always tell people. When people call me or I find out they're wanting to sell their house, my first thing is, can I just please interview for the job?
Right.
I don't come in and bombard them with all of this stuff and just trying to get them to use me just because I'm me. I want them to want to use me because of my philosophies in business, my everything about me, my marketing, everything that I do, but I want them to make that choice. I don't want anybody to ever feel like, well, I just went with her because she's my friend or she's a family member or my neighbor, recommended her.
Okay,
so,
good. So
interview.
After they've interviewed you and after they've chosen you, then what?
So what I do personally for your listing or just you as a individual?
No, what should people do if they're thinking about listing their house and they're thinking about getting into the market? and they've interviewed you, they've interviewed 2 or 3 other people, and they've chosen you. What advice do you give them after that fact?
So after that, the one big thing I do that's a little bit different is I want people to really get their home ready for the best options for people to come in and, purchase that home. A lot of people like to use different reasons to get out of homes, the inspection phases, you have the lending thing. So there's always these contingencies, and I want to set them up for the most success when we do put that sign in the yard. So I think we talked about this at another time, is doing that pre-listing inspection where we get everything about the house on paper that we know of, and we can address those issues, know what's going to be needing to be fixed, and we get it done up front. And that way, when we put that house on the market, it is ready to go, and a buyer knows that we've done our due diligence to disclose anything about the home that we know, and to just do as much as we can on the front end.
I think that is so very important, and we're hearing that a lot. In fact, we talked about that the last time that you were on the show with us, and I want you to talk about that again, because what that pre-inspection does, and you got some great stats with what's happened when you do an inspection first.
Yes. So this year I really implemented this at the beginning of the year, and I have had all of my listings, all but 3 have done pre-listing inspections. And when I say a pre-listing inspection, I mean, I use the company that when someone doesn't have somebody that they use in particular, I will recommend a couple companies. So I get them to use one of them. And they are well known in the industry. So most real estate agents are comfortable when they see that report from this company. They know we just get brother-in-law down the street, to come up and make it look good. So 100%, the 3 that have not done pre-listing inspections, all 3 fell through during the inspection phase. All my other listings that had the pre-inspection phases, some waived the inspection, the buyers did when they put an offer on it. And some went ahead and did their own inspection, but it pretty much matched up to ours, and there was no surprises, and we did not fall through during our inspection phase.
There's something about it, because we've talked a lot about this, and Beth just joined us again. Did something happen with my phone?
Yes, there's something happened with your phone.
Okay. What happens, with these inspections, part of our job is overcoming obstacles.
Right.
Okay. And to know about something up front is so important, because, and we've talked about this, but I mean, it's worth talking about again. If you need a new roof, let's find out about it before somebody asks, because there might be a way to fix that in the loan.
Yeah.
And it's just so important. And we've got a partner in Knoxville that is doing this as well, and it is working fantastic.
Well, I just don't like surprises, and we live in a sue happy country. Everybody's wanting, not to take responsibility for anything. So I just tell my sellers we're setting yourself up for the most success, and it's going to eliminate so many of the unknowns. I mean, how much more can you disclose about a home, what you know personally, and what someone else comes in and, does the inspection and tells us. So it just gets all that out there on the table, and we know about it. And it's a marketing tool. It can save the buyers money when they, I have one that went under contract last week, and they are using our inspection phase. They are calling our inspector to make sure, and go through it with him. And then I just got the repair proposal, and what's on the repair proposal that I got last night in my email was exactly what we knew was coming.
Fantastic. Well, if you just tuned in to Nuga Radio 92.7, you're listening to Mortgage Sense with Kevin, a common sense approach to mortgages. I've got the lovely Beth Mansell. Hello again, Beth.
Good afternoon.
It is afternoon, but It's still morning.
And we didn't win the lottery.
We didn't know. We did not. I heard $1.6 billion.
Wow. I actually went out and bought a ticket. I don't ever do it, but I was grocery shopping. I was like, I might as well try it. Not one number.
Well, we've got Miss Paige Batten, and that's Batten.
Because she's a 10, not
a ton, with Premier Property Group. Paige, give a shout out. Tell the listeners out there how to reach you.
You can reach me by phone at 423-902-4119, or email is paigebattenhomes@gmail.com.
Okay. Now, so we talked about getting ready to sell your home. What advice do you give your buyers?
So as a buyer, a lot of times buyers, we are the second source that they seek out typically. Generally speaking, they are looking on the internet. They are driving around looking at signs or seeing what is available in a certain neighborhood. So a lot of times they've already done a lot of work before they even call an agent. So I always tell my buyer, even buyers that call me off of my sign, I will tell them the best thing to do is not call that listing agent, because that listing agent, we love getting those calls because we can do both sides, but I cannot represent my company does not allow us to do dual representation. So I cannot represent my seller and my buyer. So if you're driving around and you're looking at that sign, call the company, call someone else that you know, or call me. But call an agent that's not representing the seller. That way you are being truly represented. They are going to fight for you. They are going to make sure everything is good for you. They're going to try to negotiate for you. A selling agent cannot negotiate the price of a home that they have listed for a buyer. Yeah. So as a buyer, and I tell this to anybody that I meet that I know, friends, family, they don't even use me. Just make sure you have an agent you're going to be your designated agent to represent you throughout the buying process.
And I don't know if you've seen what we've done here in the last 2 weeks. We've got something very brand new, and that is really, really, really exciting. We've got our Passport to Chattanooga that's on our Facebook page, and that is, and you say it best, it's blairsmilesteam.com/Facebook. Did I say it right?
Well, Blair Smiles Team Element Funding. Then /Facebook. We've
got, if you go, you can go to our website at blairsmilesteam.com and you can hit on the Passport to Chattanooga page. We've got this exciting new listing reports. Okay. That shows, and it's real. It's,
list reports are great.
As we know, Zillow is not always accurate. Okay?
No.
This, and we are starting to advertise on our Facebook page, on our Passport to Chattanooga, all the true, up-to-date, live. I mean, it is live. Somebody puts a new listing in the MLS, it hits it. And so we are starting to use that. So we're trying to provide our customers and our clients, and even the people out there in the general population that are looking for homes, another avenue to look for homes.
Yes, because I do. I get the call, so many times, hey, can I look at this house? It's contingent. It's already under contract. Or when I look it up, it was sold 2 years ago. Or it's not even on the market now. So when you're out there looking, all those, they're great to get our information out there, but they are third parties that are coming and retrieving information, and they're not always up to date.
Well, this new program is fantastic. So I'm giving you another minute to tell somebody else what to do, because you've left out one very important thing.
If you're buying a house,
what do they have to have?
What do you have to have? Money.
You have to buy a house. Money. That's right.
And I happen to know a few good lenders in town.
Absolutely.
And I'm standing in the studio with one that I know that is awesome.
Well, thank you for saying that. And, we would have kicked you out if you wouldn't have said that. You know that. We'd have just said, cut, time out.
My hands are handcuffed. That's why my hands are behind my back.
But in all seriousness, in today's market, you have to have that pre-approval letter.
Yes.
With the multiple offers and everything going on, houses not staying listed very long. I mean, there's not going to be a seller out there that's going to take it without that letter.
And we, again, I had a listing last week. It was in Hickson. It was around the $170,000 mark, which is that hot market. I put it on listed it one evening around 5 o'clock. By the next day, we had 3 offers. We had 14 showings in about a 24 to 36 hour time frame. And the offer that we went with, I had 2 to choose. We had 3. One we threw out because it was contingent on selling a house.
Sure.
The other 2 came down. They were literally pennies between what my seller would walk away with. But the big difference was we looked at the type of loan, and then we actually had a pre-approval in hand on one of them.
And it's so important. It is so very, very important in this market that we have been in now for a year to get a true pre-approval.
Yes, and not all lenders give us true pre-approvals. We can get pre-approvals in a matter of minutes, which is just, it's a feel good piece of paper. But
It's a great way to say it.
It feels good.
But it's, you know what? It's not worth
it. It just makes you feel good. And I think it really surprises me, agents that accept those so quickly. And like when I get one from somebody, I ask a few questions. You know, I don't just go, oh, okay, you got me a pre-approval, you know, with that offer that you put in 3 hours ago, and all of a sudden I pop up and there's a pre-approval in my email. So I try with my buyers to get them pre-approved before we ever start looking at homes, because once you get out there and start looking at homes, a home that costs $200,000 and one that costs $230,000 can be a huge difference in what you're getting. And so if we're looking, you know, a lot of buyers say, I think I'm good around 250. And then you start looking and they're only good for 220. Then they just got really disappointed.
That's it.
And their dream just got, you know, it became a nightmare for
and
some of them.
I can't tell you how many times it happens where people think that they can get approved for, let's say 250, and they can only get approved for 200 or 175.
Mm-hmm.
So there's the Blair Smiles approach way to doing things. So let's do it again. We're getting ready to go on a break.
Okay.
But I want to let everybody know what's the best way to reach you.
Best way is cell phone at 423-902-4119, or email is paigebattenhomes@gmail.com.
All right, you can reach the Blair Smiles team at 423-488-7571, or find us online at blairsmilesteam.com. Or for more information, text the keyword Kevin, that is KEVIN, to 57711.
You are listening to Nuga Radio 92.7, Mortgage Sense with Kevin. I am Kevin Blair with Element Funding. I've got the lovely Beth Mansell with Element Funding. A fantastic Paige Batten with Premier Property Group. Thank you for tuning in. We are going to take a short little break, and we'll be right back.
Ninety-two-seven Nuga Radio.
Buying a home